Good evening. Hello. How are we all? How are you? Are you well? We're very vertical tonight. We were right down there. You can really kind of, got a really great view of the camera. So that's nice. How are we all today? How is everybody doing? How are you? You specifically. You doing well? How's your day? Right. I'm a little bit discombobulated this evening. It's a bit warm. I have to be honest. I wonder if I can, should we see if we can just take that in a little bit. That's probably a bit nicer, isn't it? It's a bit of a nicer view. There we go. Oh, look at that. We have the technology, people. We have the technology. Now, have I sent it out to everybody that I needed to? No, I haven't. I have sent it out to that lot. Let's zip it there. There we go. Get that done. Whee! Oh, right. Good. Super. Hello, Blissful Badger. How are you, Captain Castle? Good evening. Good evening. Blissful Badger in two places. Rather than just one. Why not be surrounded by badgers? That's what I ask myself. How are you all doing? How is things with you? Here it's warm. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it's bloody hot, which is not ideal. But we persist anyway. Oh my goodness. I have not picked up a paintbrush in a week, which is just absolutely terrible. There's no two ways about that. It's just terrible. Now I'm struggling to work my oh my goodness. Hey Dorina, how are you doing? Evie, good evening. How are you, chicken? Are you well? Are you well? What's new? I'm trying to figure out. Is that you? Or is that not you? I think that's you. No, that's not you. I had this thing where I decided what I wanted to paint this evening. I had it all clear in my head. And set up my thumbnail, put that out into the world, all well and good. Then went to my box and turned out I hadn't remembered what I'd actually sort of primed, and therefore I had not primed the thing I was going to paint. So that was a bit inconvenient, so I'm having to do something else now. My life is difficult, people. You just don't appreciate how tough my life actually is. Is it you? Yes, I think it's actually you. I think it's you, isn't it? That's you. Yes, it's you. I knew it was. So last week, for those of you who were here, or those of you who weren't here, we were, it's bloody hot. Yes, it is stupidly hot, Dorina. I agree with you on that one. Tired from work, but we're almost at summer break, so just got to bear with it for a little bit more. Fair play. Almost 20,000 words in your story. Bravo. You're doing better than me. I need to get a wiggle on that one. So last week we were working on this little guy here. This little Medea drop frigate, which we got the scheme going nicely on one side. I just wanted to see how it looked. I was looking at it during the course of the week and I was like, do we think this is going to carry over to something bigger? So we are going this evening to be trying out on a battle cruiser, which is a couple of sizes up. This is a Salacious. Seleucus? I don't know. I've had enough. I've been lectured enough about my pronunciation this week. Big beast. For context, for scaling purposes, as you see, substantially larger, with more guns and more burnt, which is just nice. So we're going to try the scheme on this one and make sure it works. And if it works on this, as it did on the other guy quite nicely, on the Medea, then I think we're all sort of full steam ahead from there, really. But you know when you look at something for a little while and you're like, I think it'll be fine, but I want to have a look first. I just want to make sure. So that's what we're doing this evening. We're double checking, peeps. It is very imposing indeed, but still not the largest. Not the largest indeed, Evie. Always one needs to paint, just pick something. I know, Blissful Badger, I'm trying to create the illusion of structure around it, rather than just randomness. Won't last, but you know. A shampoo. Talk you through this kettlebell workout. What, dude? Your poor life choices are not for me to talk you through, let's be honest. That is entirely down to your poor planning and poor decision-making skills. Don't make it my problem, that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, you need to do at least another 10 reps. Keep going. Because frankly, last time I saw you, I thought, there is a man that needs to do some more. So crack on. Crack on, lad. Right, what are we doing? Oh, that's the wrong thing. Going into the box, people. We're in the box again. Now, which colour it was? It was German field grey. Ah, there we go. German field grey. There we go. First one out of the box tonight, peeps, is the colour that we wanted. This is a rare moment. Won't last, but it happened. You were all here and you saw it live on video. Right. Just got my super glue from the fridge. Outstanding. Lobbeard. Looks like one of those wild wheat that messes dogs up. Thanks. Hello. Hello, peeps. Yay! You're on a streak. Eve's on a streak. 10 streams, Evie. 10 streams. My goodness. See, I knew you liked me. You make it out you didn't, but I know you did. We both know it's true. Wildly inappropriate. But here we are. So, yeah, who else is hobbying this evening? And what are you hobbying if you are hobbying? What are you working on? Because I have a game tomorrow night, and in that game tomorrow night, I will be running my Shinden Butai. So clearly, what I should do is paint Dropfleet this evening. Because you see, that's how that works. You do a completely different system the day before you have a game. It's important. Them's the rules. What I've actually decided as well is I'm going to alter this scheme slightly so that the bits that have got the camo on them, I'm going to get them very glossed. I'm going to put a lot of gloss varnish over them so they're really shiny and smooth. I think that'll look kind of funky. So it means I need to do all this first. Then I can move on to the metallics. Because I did the metallics last time just to see how they look, but I think this time we're going to leave that alone. Boop. That was a boop, camera. Thank you. So yeah, these are gorgeous miniatures. These are the new battle cruisers that came out relatively recently for PHR. If you're not au fait with all of this good stuff, then we're getting a whole new load of plastics for the 5 major factions at the moment from TT Combat for Dropfleet Commander, and yeah, multi-part kits. I think the battle cruisers for PHR can make 11 different classes of ship. So, you know, if you like building spaceships and you like multi-part kits, yeah, these are pretty badass, to be fair. And they go together pretty nicely, for the most part. You've got to be here making sure I'm not spreading more lies about you online. There are no lies that I could make up, Evie, that would be worse than the truth, and we both know that's the case. Lopbeard, going to hobby myself a shower and go to sleep early. Well, that is commitment to the cause. You having a busy week, buddy? It's only Monday. Can't be that busy. Goodness. I was getting messed up by Mean Green Minis and CA Men. Of course you were. That's what he do. He's a bit of a beast. He is a bit of a beast, is our Mean Green. An absolute surgeon when it comes to the application of violence with Padoshania, and depressingly a nice human being, glorious human being, and magnificent painter in the process. So you're sat there like, well, not only am I getting my head kicked in, but his minis look better. It's not nice. It's just not nice. And then you talk to him like, yeah, he's nice. We like him. I'm moving some Star Wars Armada minis into the display cabinet. Living the dream, Blissful Badger. Living the dream. Now, are they actual Armada minis, or are they printed, or what are they? What's the dealio with that? Because I think these days you have to print them, don't you? They kind of stopped production, which is classy. I will be talking about Armada later on this week again. That's the thing. It's topical. Good job, Blissful Badger. Body hobbying. That has many connotations. Many connotations, my friend. Least busy it's been the past month, but I got to get up early, clean some prints, and head to college for the last day of 3D printing summer camp I'm running. Oh, cool. Fair enough. I'll let you off. I will give you permission. You may go to bed early. I will let you Lartbeard. Third corridor from Mazebreaker for you tonight. Nicely done, Captain Castle. How are you finding them? Are you enjoying the painting process? Donk, I'm not looking forward to picking out the metal bits on my Antigonus. No, I must confess, the doing the camo bits on the body, or on the smooth parts of the hull, I should say, are way more interesting to me than the bits that come after that. You know, picking out all these little dot bits on the back wing here, they're all going to be orange. I've got to pick those out, but I want to do it in a way that makes them really kind of pop. So yeah, that's going to suck, let alone all the metallic bits. But we will overcome, and it will be worth it. This little guy is going to go out there and cause big mischief. We love him for it. He's only a medium tonnage as well, which is kind of funky. So I can put him in, and he can help me get even heavier stuff down the line, because yeah, limitations in Dropfleet. It's how they work. God, it's dry again tonight. It's the same problem I had last time, except possibly worse. The heat is just like, if you want to wet blend, it is not the time to be wet blending, let's put it that way. Got to really water down the paint to keep it like flowing and stuff. I think this is going to suck a little bit. We'll see how it goes. It's a bit heavy at the moment. But hey ho. That's what happens when you're stupid enough to decide to wet blend colours onto your miniatures. Yeah. It's your own fault. No one to blame but yourself. We'll see how it goes. But nice to have another dog PHR player in the place. It's nice. It's good to have some more good guys around the place. Little Badger bought a bunch secondhand at the quarterly meet. Never played the game, but they do look good. They do look cool, to be fair. They do. Every time that I've seen Armada, I've been like, oh, that looks really funky. And then yeah. They were also really expensive, from what I remember. They just felt, you know, I don't know if you have a point, you have a price point you're happy with, and a price you're not happy with, and they were always just the wrong side of that for me. Even like the starter box and stuff, it was like, not quite happy with that. I can't quite justify that kind of expenditure. That's where Armada sat for me, unfortunately. I never quite got into it. Which is a shame, because a friend of mine was a huge fan and wanted to play it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Gonna need surgeon precision. If I was a more patient man, I would have sub-assembled, but I want to play it. Yeah, no, absolutely, dog. A man after my own heart. It's like the sensible play is this. So, what gets it all built so I can go, spaceship? Because that's the important bit. The bit where my neighbours are regaled with an epic moment of spaceship. That's what I live for. That's what we're here for. The whole point of playing a game with spaceships. To share that love with your neighbours, one and all. But yeah, this guy's not much better when it comes to like all the little details and bits and pieces that he's got. Twin light broadsides. It's just, yeah, not the best. War Machine Dog Operations. You're back on that, Dorina. Very nice, very nice. Very much enjoying painting. Set myself no targets, just painting as I feel up for it. They'll be done when they're done. Good call, Captain Castle. This is the way. This is definitely the way. Let's just say they were less expensive than DFC stuff. You snagged them. Oh, well played. Well played. If you can get them for a song, then absolutely. It'd be rude not to. And clearly the person that was selling them needed to get rid of them. So realistically, you were helping them out. So it's basically, it's charity work is what you did there, Little Badger. You were just a good humanitarian, clearly. No, Lartbeard, that is the problem that both me and Donk have. You cannot make sounds with sub-assemblies. They just don't properly. It's an issue. It's an issue. I'm glad you understand it, and I'm glad you vocalised it. It's important that we share that. Although I suppose it's more of a spaceship noise than meow sound. But you know, the principle's the same, isn't it? The principle is the same. Absolutely. So, how's everybody's weekend? Did you have a good one? Mine was full of family birthdays, which was glorious. So, that was fun. Many, many parties. Which is always nice. Ah, hello, Chris. You're a stranger. Haven't seen you for ages. How you doing? Welcome, buddy. You just missed me doing an impression of a spaceship, and frankly, your life is poorer for it, my friend. But how have you been? Are you well? I hope so. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you around, to my recollection. You've been in and out, but yeah. How's Tricks? That's one of those phrases that doesn't travel too well. How are things? It's just like pew pew with robots and kissing sounds with Warhammer. Hey, you make kissing sounds with Warhammer miniatures. That's between you and the Emperor, my friend. Not getting involved in that kind of heresy. Filth, honestly. This is a family show, Larkbeard. Honestly, I'm scandalised. The Dice Gods would not recommend making kissy noises with 40k miniatures. Oof, this weather is not good for wet blending. Not flame, right? Pick up the new Old World Starter 2 and looking forward to experiment with oils on those. The new Chaos Warriors. Nice. That was brave. That was brave. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad life goes on. That's always a good sign, Chris. That is always a good sign. Getting to regret not airbrushing on this these first like layers. It's almost worth it. I know I'm only 2 in, but I kind of want to go this route. I don't want to airbrush everything. I don't like airbrushing all the stuff. It's too convenient. No, I don't know. It's not what I was looking for. I'm trying to just keep your head above water, but that's not ideal. You're working too hard again, bud. I hope not, because there is more to life than working. If you listen closely, you could hear my wife next to me going, huh? So I need reminding of that from time to time. Mm-hmm. There you go. Good at giving the advice, rubbish at taking it. Standard stuff. What I might do is go like this, and then we go like this. Oh, no, not that way. Don't do that. Bup, bup, bup. Oh, yeah, there we go. Zoom out a little bit. That's probably better. It's probably better. No matter where I go, I put my hand somewhere else because that's just how I am. Makes life too easy. Yeah, I hear you on that. Something like that. Fair play. Fair play, Chris. Evie, I've got a question. I'm soon getting my fancy bases and will be able to start assembling my OSS and Corgi, but I was wondering how to solve the problem of needing bases before you can really paint them, but the bases being significantly easier to paint if there's no models on them yet. I stick my models on the bases that come with the CB stuff, and then I transfer them over when they're done, or when the feet are done, and when the bases are done. So I find that easier. It's a bit of a faff, and then you need to do a little bit of sort of backwards integrating and touching up afterwards, because you're invariably going to like just need to. But that's the way that I do it, and then just pin them on. Got it, Chris. I'll talk to you about that in a bit. I hope you're okay, man. Hear you, buddy. But yeah, this is it, Evie. Ooh, exactly. You do them separately. If it doesn't work doing them together, you split them apart and you do it separately. It's definitely the way forward. This is starting to shape up okay. I kind of don't want these to look too smooth. What do you use to stick and later release them from temporary bases? I cut the bases. I cut the slots on the miniatures into pins, or I put pins into the foot of the miniature, and then I use a small amount of super glue just to hold it in place. If you get decent super glue, it'll do the job. So, yeah, Gorilla Glue basically, and that will do the job perfectly. I'm trying to see if I've got one I can show you. Is this one? Yeah. So, hang on a sec. That goes there. This goes here. Just clean that off for a second. So, I need to use my main screen. So, Atomoto. What I've done is I've cut the tab off the bottom there completely and shaved this bit into a point and then installed that into the base. Just cut a hole for that into the size of the base. A little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there, not a lot. And then I can just click this off. This will literally just click away. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes they argue. Then I'll get something underneath here just to lever it up, or just cut the base away and bin the base afterwards. Either is good, to be honest with you. But that's how I do it. Works perfectly fine. So just be brave and accept that while you're learning how to do it, you may damage the paintwork on a miniature on the way out unless you have properly varnished it and given it plenty of time to dry. So yeah, I'm liking this look. I'm liking the malevolence of this scheme is working for me, I have to say. You stab their feet with pins. How dreadful. And you're not surprised. You are not surprised. That's the kind of stuff that I do, let's be honest. I teach people to play Infinity. I like causing emotional pain on a very deep level. It's kind of my whole thing. Clearly. Hey, Multiverse. Good to see you, buddy. How are you doing? How's tricks with you? How go the traitor elves? Sorry, CNN, my mistake. It's a legitimate comment if you're a Scions player. Traitorous blooming wood dwelling. I saw you were streaming the other day, but we tend to be out of sync because you tend to be streaming, like, from my perspective, at like 2 in the morning. It's just, I'd love to see you and hang out, but that's a bit much even for me. I have not quite got as much sparkle and fizz at that time in the morning. I know that's hard to believe because I am such a little ray of frickin' sunshine, but it's true. I've got so many videos to record this week as well. We've got the new releases for Infinity and Warcrow, because even though the Warcrow one just came out a week ago for July, the August one's already dropped, and we've got most of the information for that, and I'm not going to wait 3 weeks for it like I did last time, so we're going to put out the August one for you guys. So that's interesting, I have to say. One of the models on there I have very strong opinions of. It's a fat complete bull. But anyway, and then we have the stuff dropping for Infinity, which is, I mean, it's fine. I don't know. I'm not getting the excited buzz from the new stuff from Infinity at the moment. It's not. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm not looking for what they're giving me. I don't know if anyone else is having that. Like, normally, even if it's not a faction that I play, I can get excited around a release. You know what I mean? And the new ones, it's like the new Drakios. I just saw it and I was like, it's all right. It's fine. And same with the Maximus as well that they're bringing out. It was like, yeah, it's fine. It's not wow, you know. I'm not like regretting not having that faction. So I don't know. Not quite as characterful. But anyway, so we have that, and we have the Warcry one, as I say, and then we are on to a couple of opinion videos this week. Because I've got, again, who'd have thought it, being this sort of shrinking violet that I am in life, I have opinions on some stuff, and I've decided to share it with you guys. Discord got a sneak peek of one of the topics a couple of weeks ago, or about a week ago. And I talked about the other topic last week on this here very stream with one. So now we get to get those done. I'd be better if there was not a dead rat in my office making it smell awful. But get rid of the dead rat. I don't wish to be rude, but it's, you know, if there's a dead rat, get rid of the dead rat. Or is that a euphemism? Something going well, working on the 3rd of 4 seasons winter. Nice. I need to pop by your Discord actually and have a look. New Dracos is amazing. And just found the old one in a bag of unpainted second-hand minis. Any recommendations as to how to use it in OSS now? No. It's the straight answer. I have one too. In fact, I have a Chooser as well kicking around that I got in a trade recently. What to do with them? I don't know. Maybe turn them into scenery. Maybe turn them into statues that humanity still has around the place for the heroes of old. That would be funny. But as to what to proxy them, no, because they're a little bit out of scale as well. I was looking at the old Chooser, and he's not sort of kept up well with current sort of scaling of Infinity. Infinity current has somewhat passed him by. This is just, it's drying too quick and too slow all at the same time. Infinity could become hard to get a hold of here in the US, unfortunately. Why? I guess because Trump's upset with Spain, isn't he? He's upset with everyone. Stay with a Y in it. But yeah, I think he's especially upset there, so I'm guessing more tariffs. In gear, hello. How are you, bud? Tiger Sharks in space? Yes, they are. Encountering a Medusa's stone garden is on brand. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Did he encounter? Is that who snuffed him out, Medusa? I'm not au fait. Hang on, no, not in the moment. I was going to see whether somebody was in because I was going to make a deliberate misidentification then. Yeah, I'm not that au fait with that sort of mythology, to be honest with you, because that's Greek mythology, isn't it? I should be more, because I have read, but I don't retain it, which is a real problem. The heat is stopping these colours from going smooth. It's annoying. I am vexed. I am slightly annoyed. Boop. It's a bit better. I have to take it slowly, unfortunately. Not a euphemism, it's out of my control. It's died somewhere in the ceiling, but now getting into the... Oh, no! It took 3 days. That's a whole thing. Multiverse. You! Also, he wants to just cut Spain off completely, block trade and communication, no one knows why. No, they had this to do... There was something to do with not allowing... I thought they didn't allow him to base some stuff out of there, and then something else happened, and they were just, rather than being intimidated, they were just sort of unimpressed. I know this is rare, but I think it's got to do with his ego. Don't quote me on that, but I have vague recollections. Trying to keep up with what's upsetting him this week is a full-time job, and I just do not want it. So, but that is my most recent recollection of what was going on there. So. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, well, hopefully they can get it from third parties, because you could potentially then buy it from companies like Wayland, who buy it en masse. Now they ship to the US, okay, because they're a UK-based company. So hopefully, I don't think the tariffs are quite as awful there just yet. So hopefully that's one way of getting around it. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. Waiting until Taco Tuesday for that to change. No comment. Spain called the Iranian disaster a disaster. Now the orange is mad at them. Well, that is fairly... I mean, you can see his point. Those damn Spaniards and being right. Well, there you go then. Thanks for the inside info, then, Go. I think it was something. And it was something to do with his ego, because it always is. I don't know. What a time to be alive, people. Still, at least we've got each other in wargaming, eh? Well, you know, sanctions notwithstanding. Not sure he's aware that the US has trade relations with the whole EU, not member states. Friggin' idiot. No, fair one, Captain Castle. I think it's optimism to suggest that he might know. A generous kindness on your part. I don't think so. He's shown repeatedly that he doesn't really have much clue that Europe is a bloc, not a country. But hey, that's all right. I come from a country that was fairly certain that leaving a trading bloc would be fine. So, you know. Especially when it's your closest trading bloc. Perfect sense, perfect sense. Anyway, that's enough politics. Spaceship. Agreed, he's naked. Yes, he is. Work calls during hobby stream time. What? Blissful Badger, don't accept that. Do not accept. If they phone during your hobby stream time, you just pick up that phone. I'm sorry. You call back in a bit. I'm not interested. And you put the phone down. That's just easier. Why not order it from Canada? Isn't it past his jail time yet? Loving shit. What is she being used for? So she is being used for Dropfleet Commander. She is a gorgeous PHR battlecruiser. And she is going to be used in game to hunt down and severely inconvenience light dropships. Essentially, she is going to be a thorough predator. Just hunting above orbit, just above the atmosphere, and absolutely raining hell down on anything smaller than them that's trying to do something that we don't want, i.e. score points. That's essentially what she's there to do. So she shall be glorious at it, and the enemy shall lament her presence and quake in fear. It's one of those things. Her output is fairly horrific. With from memory, let me just double check because I had the stats up a minute ago. Let's see if I've still got them here. Yeah, she's a 200-point super cruiser. So she throws out 24 shots per side, essentially. She's got broadside. That's what all the these little bits down the side here are. They are her light caliber broadsides. So there'll be 24 shots coming out this side and 24 shots coming out that side, and then hopefully we're going to be deleting some smaller enemy ships and inconveniencing them into orbit and crash into the planet far, far below. That is the plan. We shall see how that goes. Hey, Rinselius, what a handsome, if slightly blurry paint. Oh, stop it, behave. Are we discussing British people's relationship with common sense? No. Barracuda vibes. The aim for this little joyous chuckle machine is she's going to be based on a tiger shark. The scheme is based on a tiger shark. So when it's done, it'll look like this little girl here. Come on. There we go. That one should look like this. The striping down her as well. I'm going to take this grey up. Actually, I've decided to make it more white, so it pops more. So, yeah, that's how this is going to look. The idea being that when you are in orbit, because these fight in orbit predominantly, when you're in orbit and you're looking down on this, you can have the green silhouette and broken up by sort of dark green coloration, and then from the bottom you're going to have the grey with the black broken up. So it's going to be, you know, slightly camouflaged, slightly harder to spot. Tiger shark, is that some sort of... Thank you. Tiger, is that better? Please check out the Discord, or if you can't catch the stream, you can watch the VODs of them on YouTube. Noted, will do. But open schedule, can't really complain much. Okay, fair one, blissful badger. But even so, rude. Timing people. Brexit may well be the biggest disaster of our generation, but at least we Count Binface. Yes, we do. Maybe things are looking up. Oh, we don't want Count Binface to win. We want Count Binface to do well. We want Count Binface to show exactly how much of a joke Farage is, but that's a different story entirely. We live best reality possible is the only one which has existing chocolate confirmed. Oh, yeah, true. And me. You know, I may not exist in other realities, or maybe I exist in all of them. Maybe I'm the reason for them. That's possible. There's that PHR player. There's that Pano player coming through. Is this reality? Is it for me? Yes, it is. Clearly. But yeah. Things will come around. It will come around again in our lifetime. It's just a shame. Yeah, it has to. Oh God, I've got wind of that Count Binface business. We're truly in the worst time. No, Count Binface is brilliant. He is the incredibly English response to a situation like that. This is a comedian who dresses up as an alien and stands up against the worst politicians and puts himself forward at elections in the UK, if you've not seen this before, people. And that is the single most British thing to do. I think you're so much of an idiot that I'm going to stand against you as a frickin' alien. And he wants to like nationalise, and I can't remember who it was, somebody famous. He wants to make a national treasure, I think, and he wants to reduce the price of certain types of chocolate by law and all this kind of stuff. It's important stuff, but he's basically there to ridicule the people he's standing against, and it's important. It's the British way of dealing with things. So, a Doctor Who villain, basically. Yeah, but a good one. A good guy, really. That's the truth of the matter. France had their version of that with a wino-looking comedian about 50 years ago. The guy had an accident. Jeez. Okay, well, Binface so far has avoided any type of accident, so long may that continue. I would be genuinely disappointed if he did, because it is just glorious. But they were talking about actually getting him to have a proper political campaign, and that's just not what you want to do. He's there to ridicule, not to be competition. That's not the point. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. That is a whole other discussion. How's everyone else's hobby going? There's a few of you that are doing hobby tonight and not working. Boo hiss. So how's your hobby going? Like Vermin Supreme, sort of. I have no idea. The guy almost ended up a credible candidate for president. Dear Lord. Yeah. When that's the case, when the situation politically is so poor in your country that that's the case, especially when that's the resolution. Ugh. Man, what times to be alive, eh? Still, as I say, it will, in time, come right. I have every confidence. Just need to get rid of Trump, get rid of a whole bunch of politicians in the UK, solve the slight issue in Russia. And what else do we need to do? Get rid of the billionaires. They need to go. There's quite a long list of things to do, actually. We got quite a long list of things to do, but I have every confidence in it. as a species. We are stupid, but there's limits. I'll take an Oxford education comedy writer over a frog-faced git any day, fair one. And it's Adele he wants to nationalise. That was it. Which I don't think is wrong. She deserves to be nationalised, as long as that doesn't mean to say she stops running on time and eventually breaks down through underfunding. That would be inconvenient. Don't want a broken down Adele on the tracks. Absolute shocking. Scandals. Scandals. I shall Google him, thank you. I'm currently working on my writing very emotional scene right now about having to choose between a dream career or being close to your loved ones and friends. Stuff loved ones and friends, go for the dream. You can make more loved ones and friends, you can't make more dreams. Terrible idea. For the curious, the guy's stage name was Kolosh? I'm terrible with French these days. His legacy nowadays is mostly France's largest homeless people support charity. Well, that's one hell of a legacy to leave behind, to be fair. If you're going to leave a legacy, leaving support for the most vulnerable in society, or some of the most vulnerable in society, is no bad one to do, is it? Let's be honest. Farage donors have been questioned by police under caution. They should be ejected from the country permanently without any caution. By catapult. Westwards. Avoiding France. Avoiding Ireland, sorry. Reading home-based channels going to paint more in 3 hours. Fair play. As soon as my superpowers start working, the world will be sorted. You'll all be happy as long as you're a woke lefty like me. Absolutely. Are you gonna go all Homelander on us? Is that what's gonna happen? I don't know how many of you watch The Boys, but yeah. Yeah. That's a show that I shall miss. The acidity in that, just dripping acidity in that show was glorious. If you could stomach the crassness of it. And that was always the tough bit. That was always the tough bit. It's like I always wanted my wife to watch it, but that was never one of the options. She can't see beyond that, which is fair enough. Some of it was, even for me, I was like, now steady on there, lads. Now steady on. Yes. But, yeah, is that the plan, Captain Castle? Get a little bit of the Gen V going. This is not the cleanest, actually, that I'm doing, but it's coming out okay. I think this is looking all right. Should we go here? I think it's starting to come together okay. Some lines there on the side. I need to tidy those up. Clearly. Whee! Least jaded British man. Who? Me? Nah. I'm not jaded. Not entirely. I think I worry for humanity, but I have faith in us. And I have confidence that before it gets too bad, we'll figure it out. What that looks like, that's a whole different conversation. I hope there are enough non-stupid people on all sides to figure out who the real air quotes enemy is, and then we just sort them out. That'd be great if we could do that. What a beautiful ship indeed, Debonair. It's a relationship. Yes, it is. As far as hobby goes, I literally got an idea for a new project that I now need to make, but need some help figuring out. I posted it in the Discord. Okay, I will have a look. I should take a peek. Absolutely the plan. Oh dear Lord. Never go Homelander. Whatever you do, never go Homelander. Never go full Homelander. Maybe just a little touch around the edge. But never full Homelander. We saw where that ended up, and it was pretty brutal in the end there. have to say, if any of you did see that final season of that particular show of The Boys, my good God, that last episode. Whew. That was a lot. I laughed, I cried, I laughed through crying, I cried through laughing. It was all there. All the feels. Yay, thank you down there. Has it been a month? Time flies. It has. What can I say? You have been infected by the greatness that long. You lucky duck. If you start thinking like the baddies, you will become one. That's the complicated thing, isn't it? That is always the complicated thing. That's where, like, the I've forgotten the character's name now, but in Andor, the guy that was the old guy that was working with him. Actually, I'm not going to talk about that because spoilers, but yeah. But yeah. It's one of those things where I think, yeah, anyway, that's going to get deep. We're not doing deep because it's Monday night and we're painting spaceships. That's the point. That is the point tonight. Because, I mean, politics is everything. Politics is everywhere. And people that say, you know, keep politics out of XYZ normally just have really crappy views on things, in my experience. It normally boils down to, I don't want to be challenged on my crappy opinions, which is, you know, maybe have better opinions, then you wouldn't have to be challenged. But, yeah, this stream is all about me getting some pretty sloppy paintwork on this dude. So what I need to figure out is how I think the bigger ships I'm going to have to get this core work done with an airbrush. I think it's just necessary. It's coming along okay. It depends how scrappy I want them to be, and I kind of want them to be a bit scrappy actually. I don't want these to look like factory fresh. It's not the way. Talking TV, the Ghost in the Shell started to come out. It's the most spiritual of Infinity anime I've seen in a long while. Yeah, I'm hearing good things. There was a whole discussion about that on the Discord, wasn't there? I'm hearing good things, but yeah, it's on Prime. And I just cancelled my Prime because I finally had enough of paying a monthly subscription to a service that was then showing me ads. Not doing that. No, Mr. Bezos. No. You do not get to cause me a inconvenience and then offer to let me pay to stop you causing me the inconvenience. We are not doing that. No, thank you. So, can we finish off your Orania? Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? I have a pair. I actually bought an extra set of light ships just so I could have a pair of them. Will I ever use two? Yes, I will, just on general principles. But very, very cool ship and very, very useful as well. Just this nice surprise little technique or tactic that you don't really get to see anywhere else. The ending of The Boys was so satisfying, multiverse, every damn second of it. Yeah, but my Homelander will be a good guy, as long as you agree with me. The new Infinity models are just not that exciting. I agree. Like the new Sunsea is basically the same, but with a sword and some extra details on the cape. That just doesn't make me run out to replace. Agreed. User J2P2L. J2 is now your name. I agree, J2. They're scaling them up. I mean, the new ninjas that are coming out, they have some drama to them, and I do like them. But I don't know. They're just not... I'm not like, wow. You know? I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I miss that. In recent releases. We shall see what happens. Sometimes this happens and they go in a direction that doesn't tickle my pickle, and then we'll eventually come back round again. So, you know, I have every confidence. I've been in the game 14 years, so I must do something right on average, or I'd still be here, wouldn't I? But I am. So either I'm incredibly stupid, which, okay, I am, but also... Good old freemium mobile phone game tech. Who doesn't love extra range? Well, this is true, darling. I agree. It's such a really nice feature. Good evening, Phoenix. Spaceship, indeed. Indeed. In case you're wondering, this is 24 shots per side of light face breakage, which I'm just getting some paint on so that I can use it to obliterate your fleets next time we play. So you're welcome. You are welcome. I like the dynamic poses, but the roof tactical rocks I'm not crazy about. No, I'm so done with those. I am so done with the tactical roofs. I get it, but I want to tell a story with my miniatures. And I want that story to be my own. I don't want that story to be what I can fit in around the stuff that Corvus Belli has lumped me with. That is not what I find. That's not where I find my happiness, let's put it that way. So, yeah, I'm a little bit switched off with that at the moment. It's grey primer. What's grey primer doing in there? Who knows? So, yeah. I don't get it, and I don't like it, and I don't want to get it, so I'm not doing it. That's the wrong grey. That was close. I grabbed one, but it was the wrong grey. So you'll be glad to hear, people, that I have made absolutely zero progress on getting the chats onto screen in one cohesive place, and in getting rid of the box of stuff, of paint, that I have down here next to me. So it's been a busy old week. Just not in that frame, not in that sort of direction. About the ninjas. The freemium thing was about the prime. Oh, right, okay, cool. I hate moving units that have tactical rocks. It just feels wrong. Why did the rock move too? Yeah, it's like the new one of the new miniatures for Scions. One of the big beasties, and it's on a huge rock. And I was just like, I don't want that. I don't want it to be on a bit. No, thank you. You bring some heavier firepower, start getting scared. It's not heavy. It's not heavy. It's all light broadsides. You know, this is just, you know, you'll probably be fine. It'll probably buff out when you pick the bits up off the surface once they've all burnt up a little bit in atmosphere. It'll be fine. Would I hurt you too badly, mate? I wouldn't do that to you. I would not do that to you. Although, having said that, I think there's now 13 people in our sort of local community at various stages joining into the system, so eventually I'll have to blow somebody else out the sky, not just you. So that's nice. I think, anyway. Ah, is that the one? Yeah, those. But no, I hear you down there. It's just moving tactical rocks is just not. It's not it. It's not the idea. That's not fun. No, thank you. Totally get you. Oh, damn it. Now I need the black. Oh, no. Oh. Ah. Instant pull. Should we position Mrs. Hydra to put up a paint pot wall? There's a paint pot wall behind me. I'm just not there yet. Just not there yet. So I have got the stuff, and I should really. What I should do is move over there. But what I need to do, it's a lot easier now that I have this new camera. That's more achievable. But then there's operational stuff, and I need to. There's a couple of more things that I need to get before I can realistically do that. So I need one of those Stream Deck buttony things so that I can control what's going on and so that I can see chats and stuff like that. Because my PC is here and the table's over there, so I physically need to be somewhere else other than sat here. So I still need access to all that stuff. Otherwise it'll be pretty rubbish, because what I have to do is every 5 minutes run across, answer all the questions, then run back again. No one wants that. I don't want that. There we go. I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun. I'm not doing it. You can't make me. Ha ha ha. So yeah, I do have that lovely facility. I'm just not. It's not convenient to use and paint at the moment. The order of priority currently is not that though. It's sorting out the chats into a single on-screen display. That's number 1. Number 2 is getting used to this camera so that I don't want to get it onto the autofocus, because then it's just zipping around all over the place. So I need to find my way around that. A way that I'm comfortable with. And that works and looks pretty. So you can see exactly how badly I'm painting stuff, because that's important. I still can't believe that I paint live on stream. That was just, yeah. I don't know how that happened. It just kind of did. And here we are now. But like, yeah, I need to get this camera working a little bit better. But I've only had it a couple of weeks and I've not really had time to play with it. I got the last accessory for it today. Where is it? Which is a very exciting little boot to go on the bottom of the extra battery. Look at that. So I can stand up. How cool is that? That's amazing. Just brilliant. You've got to love it. So I've got all the bits that I want for it for the time being, other than some new mics. So, although the new mic is a lot better, isn't it? I think it's a lot louder and a lot clearer, because the previous ones I used to have to turn up a lot. And then you lot would still sit and go, "That's really quiet," at the start of every stream, and eventually give up. But this new one, I don't have that problem. I actually have to turn it down a bit, otherwise it gets deafening, which is literally the opposite problem. That's nice. Yes, I do. I see all these amazing models painted, and I want to buy another 2 battle fleets of each faction and 4 boxes of battle cruisers for each. Why? Well, no, so I'm up to 2 boxes of battle cruisers, and I think I need at least 1 more. Because there's certain ones that I want to own that I don't yet. And they're so damn pretty. These miniatures are so pretty. And I'm enjoying painting them. It's a nice change of pace. And, like, I don't know. But I will say, over the coming months, you're going to see Drop Zone appearing on the channel. That's the thing. I have a PHR army for that. And I can't talk too much about it, but we're going to be doing some stuff with the support of TT Combat with regards to Drop Zone. So you're going to be seeing some of that on the channel too. So 10mm scale. If you're not familiar with the universe, basically this is Dropfleet, and Dropfleet is all about combat in orbit and landing troops on the ground to take sort of reconquest locations. And Drop Zone is what happens when you drop those troops on the ground, basically. It's the combat that happens there. It's a 10mm scale combat game. So we have a lot to do with Dropfleet coming up, and then we're going to have loads to do with Drop Zone coming up. And then tomorrow I'm working on a project that I can't talk about at the moment, but we'll see yours truly appearing somewhere else. Very exciting. For stuff on a something that I'm NDA'd up the wazoo to, but then we're gonna then we're gonna be also talking about that on here too. So that's exciting. It's a really, really busy time ahead, I have to say. Is there another part that makes the tea? Another part? What tea? I need tea now. What did you do, Dorina? Don't do that. I hate moving. When this ship is done, I need to move on to the Augustus. That's the scary beast. Yes, it is. They all are. I get the appeal, but it's the scale that never calls to me. That and pseudo sport simulation games. Yeah, fair enough. Yes. You've got to find the things that make you happy. And there's so many things these days. There's so many different options and choices and stuff. You know, you can really go out there and find something that's going to tickle your pickle specifically. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. One game when you won't get to kick my butt, so that's a blessing from my perspective. You know, I'm not complaining about that. Absolutely. Although we've never actually played, have we? We need to sort that out. I've TO'd you, but I've never actually played you, so we need to do that. So many people I need to play against. It's untrue. But in the coming months, we should be looking to spend more time gaming and less time running stuff. So very excited for that. Game time is coming. And I'm still trying to find, I think people on Discord have heard this, but I don't know how many of you guys on here have heard it. But I'm still trying to find a studio where I can shoot battle reports. I want to run like every month, spend a day shooting battle reports basically, and then put them out over the rest of the month. But can I find a studio locally that I can do it in? Can I Buffalo? There was one that I knew of, but they seem to have gone out of business, so that's exciting. But yeah, trying to sort stuff out. Anyway. Buongiorno. Hello. Mr. Van Diem steps right out of a Quentin Tarantino movie. PHR does indeed look cool, G&D. Hopefully we can get that starter learning scenario. Yep, on the way. Can you reshare your own writings again? I missed the opportunity to check it out. My own writings, as in my fiction or my other stuff? I have so much stuff. Untrue. Oh. How? Need an extra few hours in a day. When have I kicked your butt? There we go. Ah. I kind of like the scales where a dude's identifiable can have some character. Yeah, no, I hear you on that front, Mr. I hear you. I do. It's one of those things. The appeal of Drop Zone to me is the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. I mean, yes, the dudes are really tiny, but that also lends themselves to painting really quickly and getting done and out the door really quickly, because there's not a lot of point in spending a massive amount of time on a dude that's 10 millimeters tall. You know, you can, but why would you? So that is also the appeal, because I spend vastly too long per miniature on stuff. I always have done. It's a curse. It's stupidity on my part, most definitely. And I should learn to go a bit quicker, but I don't. I faff and I fiddle and I chase and I push and I do this bit again. And I'm like, oh no, we can make that a little bit brighter. And it takes forever to do anything, so I never get anything done. But with 10 mil scale, there's not a lot more you can do. So because of that, I get more stuff done. Just purely because there's a limit to what's achievable, you know? So there is that benefit to it. It's a matter of time and all that kind of thing. I did seem to recall in my Drop Zone armies before, I spent more time on the bases, because you can do that, but then you can batch those quite comfortably, and you can, yeah. That's not so much of an issue time-wise. I have to say. Hey, Captain Castle, thank you so much for subscribing over on Twitch. That is very kind, buddy. Appreciate that. Put the battleship off for a while now. The heat has given me an excuse, but now it's cooling again. Yeah, I know. I've got 2 battleships that I need to paint up, plus a dreadnought that needs doing. Yeah. I want to. I do. But also, oof, that's a lot of work. They're both a massive amount of work. And I'm looking forward to having them finished. There are certain projects that I look forward to doing, and there are other projects that I look forward to having had done. That's definitely a having had done sort of area. I'm going to turn these greys up a lot more this time, I think. The last guy was a bit dark. I need to make these really like kaboom. It's the way forward. On my fiction, I will do, Gene Dean. I will whack that on Discord later. Or bang it to you on Discord directly. Mantic Games have a Ghost in the Shell RPG in the works via backer kit. Ah, God. Free Prime Sub is like giving some of Base's money to you. Feels appropriate. I completely agree. You did a faction in 2 evenings. Van Diem, you're a monster. And your work is beautiful, and you can get in the bin. Because I don't need to hear that when I'm sat over here feeling slow. I don't need to hear you going, yeah, you really are. You're really slow, old man. I know I am. And like tomorrow night, I can't paint because I'm playing. So, you know, my life's tough. Dice on table. But I will say to Phoenix and Mr. Van Diem that I did talk to the delightful Mordred this evening, and saw him earlier on today. And he's definitely doing Dropfleet as well. I know he's got stuff on order, but now he's kind of a little medium-sized hype, so that's exciting. It's always nice when good people who make good pizza are definitely in on your game. Plus, it's lovely to catch up with him. I haven't spoken to him in ages. Terrible. I need to check Discord. I will do. I will check Discord. I will check Discord. But yeah, I think we're doing 4 videos this week, which is, I mean, it's a lot. And 2 of them are opinion pieces, which never goes wrong. Like, I'm just going to set fire to my comment section and walk away. What could go wrong? Yeah, quite a lot. But it's going to be fun. Also, for max purchase, based off of what you know, what would I want to play for Eldfall? Can I substitute the goblins for the creatures? You have to remind me exactly where you are, because I think you needed to. Yeah, you needed to do the. Yes. You can't substitute the goblins for the creatures. Well, you could. Yeah, I guess you could. The earthen creatures, you could do that. That would be a legitimate maneuver. I think they're the same size. I think some of them are the same size. The problem is I bought the earthen creatures and they're so damn pretty that my instinct is like, buy them because they're pretty. But if you're trying to be sensible, which is definitely the way forward, by the way, fiscal responsibility is something we should all practice in this day and age. Then yeah, you can definitely get away with it with the goblins and get that faction in the process. 100%. Pizza tournament. I know. September. We're going to get a pizza the action there, Phoenix. Yes, and fiscals. Absolutely. One must keep one's fiscals in check and under control. Although I got bullied into making a purchase this week, which is very disappointing. Because having watched for ages all these lovely Feldherr cases that were custom cut for Dropfleet, they were going low on stock, so I emailed them and said, "Oh, you're going low on stock. When are they going to come back in?" And they said, "Oh no, we're discontinuing the range." Dude, I just started needing them. What the? So then I've had to go off and place an emergency order before other people got in there before me to buy the last custom cut cases because they're too blooming useful. Very disappointing. Got other places for that money this month, and instead it's gone to Feldherr. Those monsters. So, yeah. Yeah, the Feldherr cases custom foam is so sweet. It works so well. I got 1 case of PHR when I was naively thinking that 1 case would be enough. It is not. It is not close to enough. And just absolutely fell in love with it. It's such a nice system. But yeah, they're stopping support for Dropfleet at the moment, which was one of those, okay, well, that's not the time to be doing it, but sure, get it. You can only do so many. And if it's not selling like you want it to, then fair play. Yeah. Hydra told me to drop $2,000 on spaceships. You had to. So if I told you to drop $2,000 on my merch store, Blissful Badger, how would that work out for me? Just ask him for a friend, clearly. What is this? Puns on a Brit influencer stream? I am not an influencer. You take that back. How dare you? How I've never been so, well, besmirch my nature, would you, sir? How dare you? Honestly, if you want a ban, that's how you get a ban. You just have to, keep talking the big game like that. And how rude. There's no need for that at all. Always the fiscals of I want to buy all of them, but also need to have. Yeah, no, I hear you. Paying mortgages also helps, and feeding yourself and such things is all kind of useful. Spending too long on the painting means you enjoy the process of painting, nothing wrong with it. No, I don't know. I've always had a weird relationship with painting. When it's going well, I do, and when it doesn't go well, I don't, and then, I don't know. I've said I wish I could paint faster or care less about the end result, but I just can't. Yeah, no, I hear you. Same. I think it's being the combination of having that need for, not perfection, but to be content with my work to a great extent and being time poor with all the various projects that I have. It's just really difficult. It's a bad combination for my sanity. Let's put it that way. So, Felder, hardly behave yourself. Hardly anything worth besmirching. How rude. I know you're too lazy to go over to the computer, so I don't fear the ban right now. The computer is actually here. The computer. That's computer. So that would be very simple. But I'm gonna put it down to a temporary rush of poop to the brain, just a moment of madness on your part there, Rinsalias. That's what I'm going to call that, and we shall move forward and never speak of it again. But if we do, my goodness. My goodness. Anyway, I like the variation when it turns rank and file, I lose interest, which is why for PHR I've enjoyed all the different ships, but as soon as I hit the third Medea, Blair. Yeah, I get that. I tend to find when I hit the third of something that I'm hitting my stride with it and it gets easier. That's why I tend to, when starting off a faction with Infinity, start with light infantry. Because those are the ones that I dislike the most. I always find them quite boring to do. And I tend to have multiple to do, because cheerleaders. So I'll sit down and start off with those, basically. And get into a flow with those and get the scheme sorted with those, but with these PHR, we're not doing that. We are starting with a small one and then a big one. Because I'm growing up and none of you can stop me. Not one of you. I think this scheme is going to work. I'm still not sure whether I need to turn this green brighter on top. And I know as soon as I say that, there's going to be a chorus of brighter, because that's just how it goes. But it's also why I never played Orcs in 40k. Yeah, fair one. I did play Orcs in 2nd edition, so I can't say, yeah, no, I was trying to get you, because I did do that. Back when there was Boar Boys. They were fun. If you want to splash $200 into my bank account, that would be great. After the third scammer out, I would be very happy. Really, you need to be careful. My third scammer, you are having a bad run. You need to be a little bit more careful, young person. To look after yourself a bit better. Let's see the final finish one. It's not entirely finished. This one's not entirely finished yet. It's closer. This white, this grey is going to a white up here and on top here. I'm going to push that further. But I'm just thinking this top part, maybe, I don't know. I don't want it to be too garish. I don't want it to be too like pop. I want it to look like it's intended as camo, and also that it's a bit grubby and stuff like that. So, and you're off already. Why are you off? We barely saw you, Van Diem, and you're already leaving the building. Unbelievable. Don't active track. Why are you active tracking? Whoop. You're going to follow it now. A little bit. It is. It's doing the thing. I've got to stop doing that because that's going to be really annoying. How do I cancel that one? There we go. Whee. I had staff discount during 2nd edition. I played every faction. It's the way forward. It wasn't the third scammer, but it happened on the third. Oh, I see. Cool shirt or BC? Many cool shirts, actually. As a parent with 4 hours of sleep, you may sympathise. Well, actually, Mr. Van Diem, the kids are away this week, as of today. So I'm about to get more sleep than I've had in the past few years. They've gone away for a few days, which is very, very, we're coping on that. That's definitely a coping moment. But, I'm looking forward to the sleep, the excessive amounts thereof. It's going to be epic. I have to say. Can I take this? I am going to take this up a little bit further, actually. Goals. Yeah, absolutely. It's weird. It's weird. I'll message you about it later. It's one of those things where you're like, yeah. Hey-ho. C'est la vie. Had to happen at some point. Next stage of development and all that jazz. See you later, brother. Take care. Do. This. Played Orcs, but they were as grey as grey could be. Yeah, but they were loved, I'm sure, in their own way. Just not with the paintbrush. Maybe they were ticklish. Maybe that was the problem. And you can't have ticklish orcs. It's not a very nice experience for them if you just keep attacking them with a brush on a regular basis. They're like, don't do it, we don't like it. You're like, no, I need to paint you. And they're like, no, I don't want it. Stop it. It's not a nice experience for your orcs. So yeah, it's very good of you not to subject them to that. Well done. Responsible orc leadership right there. I think the lighter is going to be better. I think it is. I think if we turn this up a little bit more, this is going to pop a bit more. I think it's going to work a lot more. I think that's where we're going to be here, people. I think that's the conclusion I'm coming to. I'm going to take this colour, push that through under the wing, just there. Don't get too brazen, otherwise you screw it up. There we go. You influenced me that I could learn Infinity and that I need some wooden shit. Behave. The Great Hide. Neil, good evening, you gorgeous mammal. How the devil are you? Good to see you, bud. What's the latest and greatest from you, my friend? I know I can't be satisfied and not care about the end result. It's called childhood trauma. Yeah. Unresolved issues. Love it. Bless them. Blessed childhood. Anyway, let's not even. Let's not even. We're end up with a whole bunch of men crying into their acrylic paints, which is great for wet blending, to be honest with you, but the salt doesn't help sort of the final finish. It can give you sort of an uneven final coat, so best not to do that when painting. A little bit of a tip there for you. I have hankering to do a let's print out all the major orcs out there and see who has the best orc of all orc. You could have an orc off. You could indeed. That's not an orcful idea. Orc, could you? Is that even possible? I'm going to stop now. I'll be accused of being an influencer with puns again. Then I'm going to need more therapy. Hey-ho. Elf Chronicles is joyous, I have to say. I had a competitive game against Machine the other day, and it did not go according to plan because I did a stupid, which did not help and did put me in a little bit of a bad mood for a minute or two. Because I had one of those, you know when you have one of these moments, you're like, right, if I do this thing, then this and this and this will happen, and that will be great. And then when you're actually doing it, you get a little bit distracted and you do something else. I had that. Basically, what we were playing Magic Stones. And if you're not familiar with Magic Stones, because you don't play Elf Chronicles, which you should. I don't know if you're getting that from the channel, but you absolutely should. Basically, you have 3 Magic Stones on the midline, and you have to control them in turn 4 and turn 6. And to control them, you boop them. And when you boop them, if the enemies boop them, to unboop them, you have to boop them to neutral and boop them back again. Anyway, so turn 4, I went second to really mess with Machine. And I had my turn 4. He had 2 boxes. No, he had 1 box, and I had 1 and a bit boxes. And what I needed to do was boop 1 and unboop another one, and I'd have scored more points, basically. It would have been really good news for me. But I got distracted because by the second box that I needed to unboop, one of his guys was close. So I moved as if I was going to attack that. So then he responded in a certain way, which is what I wanted. And what I was then supposed to do is ignore what he did and boop the box. But instead I went for the attack. And I don't know why I did. It was just a sudden rush of poop to the brain. But it literally cost me the game. If I'd have done it, it would have denied him a point, and gained me another, I think another 2. I think that's how it works. Can't remember off the top of my head. And the difference would have been a 1 at the end of the game. Basically, I would have won the game, and I didn't because I got distracted. I was cross. I'm not going to lie to you, peeps. I was a very angry little Hydra for a good few minutes. And it's definitely why we're not playing competitive at the moment. There's a Elderfall Chronicles tournament going on in November. I don't know if you'd heard that, Neil, but there is, in Slovenia. And one of my friends is like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "No, actually, I don't, because at the moment I'm not enjoying competitive. I'm getting my head out completely on it. It's just causing stress, so I'm not doing it." And it was just, yeah, it's a reminder of that. But it was a good game, because Machine is a hell of a competitor. He's a really good opponent. He's really great to play against him, and getting him draw against him is no bad thing, but it's just the knowledge that for a moment's distraction, I messed it up, basically. It's a bit frustrating. It happens, but it was frustrating. So, morning. How do you figure morning? I know where the rough territory where you live, and I know you guys are backwards, but you're not that backwards. Bloodlust. It was less bloodlust. It was more. I think I was thinking a couple of orders beyond where I was, and that just. Yeah, I just got distracted. I just didn't follow it through, and he was like, "You going to attack me?" And I just, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I rolled it, and then as soon as I rolled it, I thought, "No, hang on," but the dice had been rolled, and that's that. You know, the result had been known. I'm not going to undo that just because I did a stupid. But it was very vexatious. I was annoyed. So this is where the boys get their knobs out. That's, I mean, wrong channel there, Dorina. That's all I'm going to say. It's the wrong channel for that kind of content. It's like Magic Stones, but with a little extra spice. Yes, it is. Bloodlust equals brain fart so often. Fair point, well made. It's always morning somewhere in the world, and I kind of just got out of bed. You lazy bum. And yes, it is. Whilst you are factually accurate where you are in the world, dearest Manda, it is not. That glow on the horizon is the sun departing, not arriving. It is on the wrong side. Actually, I've got the windows open tonight. I'm getting some air in. The sun going down is quite beautiful tonight. I've been enjoying that between painting with you and chatting to you guys. So quite a glorious evening ahead, or night ahead. What do you think? Is that looking all right? I think the lighter grey works better. I think it's stronger. Yeah, I think that's nicer. It's going to give more contrast with the camera as well. Almost tempted to push it a little bit further than that, but I think we'll stop there with it and see how it looks camoed up in a bit. Whee. That was a bit stronger than I thought. Oops. Love it. It's still so hot. It's just dry, man. Not used to it around me. Used to a bit of moisture, can I say? Don't be smutty. Already had to redo a blooming thumbnail today because I knew how you lot would take it. This is a family show, I'll have you know. I'm a thoroughly decent and respectable Hydra. Any crimes that I do are on the board. And even then, sparingly. There's a little event that comes down there and then goes back here. These are beautiful kits. They really are. Done such a cracking job with them. Absolutely move to a brush with a finer tip, but I'm not going to because I'm being lazy. But yeah, they're pretty. I know, Doreen. I used to play orcs. I know that the bosses are called knobs, and I know exactly what you meant. I know exactly. Don't try and pull them all over my eyes. I was just dozing off in bed after another rough day with the heat, and just got woken up by some moron shouting stuff out. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. A few days ago, we had that with the World Cup with some Moroccans living close to me, and like 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight or something. I guess they scored and they let off some fireworks before they got knocked out. It was one of those. I hope you get knocked out after that. And then I had a little bit of guilt in the morning when it turned out they did. But you know, I think lessons learned on their part. A little bit of premature celebration, and yeah, it cost them dearly. Clearly, it was their fault. Clearly. Getting the washing in. Good luck, Dorina. Enjoy. The dreaded, are you sure you want to do that? Can I get that in writing? Indeed. Should have got your own back when England won. Nah. I'm a rugby fan. I'm not a football fan. To be honest, not going to lie. I'm not going to do that thing. Be like, oh yeah, it's great. The only reason that I've remotely used it in the past few days is with friends who are massive football fans and family who are like, oh yeah, it's a shame the Netherlands got knocked out. I wouldn't know how that feels. We're still in anyway. The only reason I know that is because I'm supposed to be having a game against a friend of mine who's a football fan, and he has rescheduled twice based on the performance of the England team. And I'm like, for God's sake. So we're playing tomorrow night now because there's no game on. But we were supposed to be playing on Saturday, and we were supposed to be playing, what was it, Wednesday or whatever before that. Let's just continue. No, can't do that. Got to do another night. Oh. Sure, fine. So yeah, it's not my jam, alas. Not the thing. Wrong shape ball. I'm having a hydration break right now with Cabernet Sauvignon. Very nice indeed. I'm drinking no alcohol Radler. So that's the thing. Beery hydration. But it's good because the world is not ready for me to do an alcohol-fueled blooming stream yet. My God. I know what I'm like after a couple these days. My goodness. I remember at one of the earlier streams, way back in the day, all those months ago, and I did actually have a whiskey or two on stream, and I could feel it, and I was like, right, I'm going to talk very quietly and concentrate on what I'm saying, because I'm not sure that I'm not going to say something stupid in a minute. I didn't. I got away with it, but it was close. There were a couple of moments where people said things, and I was like, oh, just not that. No, we don't say that. Don't say that. That level of humour is not... The world is not ready for it yet. My God, these battle cruisers are huge. I'm only doing one half there. This thing's massive. Phoenix will like trying to take this down. They just look... the style of these ships, to me, they just look malevolent as they're coming across the... Oh, look, wee! You don't know. You tracking this? No, you're not. You are? But you're not now. Interesting. They just look malevolent in their sort of lines that they have, you know? Right, stop doing that and track this. Do that one, and then this one. Thank you. Ooh, it's a bit far, isn't it? It's better. I've got a fairly decent English whiskey on the go. Surprisingly not bad. Very nice. What is it? Nature. My favourite whiskies at the moment are all Japanese. I'm a huge fan of Suntory, specifically Yamazaki's. Got some very nice, got a very nice 12-year single malt from there, and it's very tasty indeed. Very, very tasty indeed. I had a distiller's reserve of that as well, and that actually is my favourite whiskey. I could drink that all day. Not literally, obviously, I'd end up in hospital, but you know what I mean. It's very drinkable whiskey. If you're into such things, if you're not, this is a very boring conversation, I apologise. But if you are, I would recommend checking those bad boys and girls out, because they're tasty. They make me wildly happy. got to do all the detailing on this. My goodness. Whose idea was this? I actually don't think it's the paint scheme is not the problem. It's the person who bought so many damn ships is the issue. That's the problem right there. That's your issue. I mean, same person, but you know what I mean. Afternoon, Mike. Hello, hello. I'm ready to drink alcohol these days with my health medication. I completely agree with you, Amanda. My other half takes meds, so we mostly have 0.0 around the house. It's just easier. Bourbon. Average report every 1 to 2 months. This is a reasonable rate of consumption for a good alcohol. I really want to try painting some other types like Scourge. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've said to myself, I've got to do the. So I finished my UCM demo fleet. I've got to finish my Biophysis demo fleet because I was supposed to finish that before I started my PHR, but I have the self-control of a 4-year-old. So here we are. But I'm not going to get any other fleets until this fleet is complete because, yeah, they make me wildly happy. This PHR is my first live inside the universe, so I want to get this fleet finished so I can actually run it properly, you know? And then when that's done, then we expand. Although to be fair, by then I get the impression I will be needing to finish off my drop zone as well. Get those all fully painted up. So they all look pretty on the tabletop. We finally do get around to doing all those battle reports for you guys. They look stunning. You're like, oh, it's so nice. And I'll be like, yeah, I know. That's what all those Mondays were about, where we hung out and talked rubbish. That's what that was all for. So, yeah. But yeah, these just look badass. They really do. Makes me happy. I mean, like yourself, I want to get some Scourge on there, definitely. I think they're cool. Plus, they have a Hydra, which would amuse me. Hydra painting a Hydra live on stream. Hey. That would be good. I would be amused. More than I should be. But on such moments, it's a good day made, so definitely worth it. Definitely. Danelle, I kept posting painted PHR on Discord. Behave yourself. Yeah, I should send you part of the bill. It's basically partly your responsibility. My lack of self-control. It wasn't a lack of self-control. I was bullied into it, everyone. There you go. Darren there has said it live on stream. He's admitted it. Fingers Whisky, the Lakes Distillery's signature single malt is lovely. But Bangkok single malt is a third of the price and I'm enjoying it. Fair play. What nature are they? How have you been, Uncle Mike? Long time no speak. Been weeks, been days. What makes a good battle report? What sort of footage do you always make sure to take? Well, that's the thing, Stray Polygon. Hello, welcome. In my opinion, and this is why we haven't put out many battle reports, because they take so long to put together. There's two types of battle report, okay? There's the type that I prefer, which is the narrative-led one, where we put a nice structure around it and we say, right, this is the introduction. Here's the fluff. This is why we're doing the thing. This is what you're going to be watching today. And then we run through the armies that are in play. And then we run through the mission. And then we run through the deployment. And it is a mix of that top-down shot so you can see what's going on, matched with the dice tray, because you need to see what's going on with the dice tray. Although, and I shall not name any names, there's some battle reports that have dropped recently for systems that we all know and love, where the dice tray, even on a large screen, was there. You saw the dice land, couldn't read what was in them. No idea what was rolled. Just had a lot of people going, oh no, or yay. Yay? So you need to actually be able to see it. Coupled with that B-roll shot where you sort of pan around and you see what's going on the table and things, so you get perspective. Because the top-down shot, especially with things like Infinity, it doesn't tell you what's going. It doesn't show you what's going on in the game. So you also need some of that, like, B-roll, basically, where you're following whatever's going on the table in real time, kind of thing. So it's a blend, and I know some people sort of do it with a static angle and all that kind of stuff, top down or angled, and that's fine. It's not. I'm not casting shade on fellow YouTubers, because anyone that goes out there and puts themselves out there, puts voice or face to screen and produces stuff to promote our hobby, I have nothing but love and respect for. But for me, what I want to produce and how I want to see things from the Dice Gods perspective is a thing that feels really immersive. And if you are a veteran to a system, you should be able to watch it and follow it very closely and understand what's going on and enjoy the, oh yeah, I know how this bit goes, I know how this bit feels, very clearly. And if you're a newbie, you can watch it and go, okay, so they're doing the thing in the place with the stuff. I getcha. It's that kind of enough information for both sides. So the longer ones, the more narrative ones, are kind of an hour and a half, 2 hours long, I think. So they are a chunky old lump of your day. Think Tabletop Tactics if you watch any 40k battle reports, that kind of structure, that kind of idea. And then for the smaller ones, the kind of bite size, where knowledge is assumed. It's assumed that you know how the game works and how it plays. Those are more voiceover driven with key moments shown on screen. So that is how I'd run it. That's how I'd make that happen. And as I say, a lot of B-roll though, if you have that stuff where you sort of jump onto the table and you can see this guy can see this angle and he can see over there and he's kind of got that view and stuff, that helps people place things and feel connected to the game and understand what they're actually seeing. And that's important. It's important that you can get that perspective. Otherwise, it's no different from a written battle report. It's just a bunch of noise and clattering dice, Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hope that answers your question. I have views. You're new here. I always have views, but I especially have views about things in YouTube and Wargaming World and stuff. Nope. What about you? What would you put in there? The drop down's nice, but not enough to understand the layout of the table, maybe. Exactly that. It shows you the general position of what's going on the table, but it doesn't give you the context for that. You can't see what's happening. We only got into Dropfleet in the first place because of you, so Uno reverse. I refute that. Okay, no, that's entirely accurate. There's a lot of that going around at the moment. I'm getting accused of a lot of things that I can't defend myself against. It's becoming inconvenient. I had nothing to do. No, that was entirely me. You're quite right. that was my bad. Actually, we're going off. If you think this is bad, we're going off to Spell in Essen in Germany in whenever that is. I want to say November. I think it's November. It was decided today. There's a group of us. We're going to go and invade and meet some of the lovely people from the Wargaming world. I understand our friends from Free Company will be there, and Corvus Belly as well will invariably be there too. So we go around and do the rounds. And if anyone else is going then, and you happen to see me, feel free to pop over and introduce yourself. We're doing signed photos for €15. No. Oh dear. That would amuse me. I did have actually at a tournament recently. I've had a couple of times actually where people have gone, I know you from somewhere, and it's like, I've got a YouTube channel. That's it. And it's like, oh God, I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's cool, but it's also weird. It's odd. This whole gig is odd. I love it, but it's weird. That's looking quite nice now, I think. I think that's looking all right. What do you guys think? Let's poke the button. There you go. That's looking quite tidy. Do we think this screen needs to pop more? I'm still in two minds about that. Do not know. Oh, you've had your birthday, Mike. Happy birthday. I assume that means you've had one. So what, 22, 23? Nothing more, surely. I have some Applejack in the fridge. Very nice. Oddly enough, that's why I like GMG's handheld recordings. I see the figures more at a level. There's depth and spatial relationship. Yeah, agreed. As for rules, I prefer something on tabletop. Hear you on that one. New comment. I want more of all types so that I can enjoy my fill of whatever I like. Blissful Badger, you're just greedy. That's what it boils down to. What do you want, Blissful Badger? Everything. Love you dearly. I like Fast Panda. They are genius. I love them. They came to the satellite this year. I have a lot of love for them. I've known them on and off for years and saw them. I first met them at a satellite event in Sheffield a couple of years ago. Lovely human beings. I have yet to find a current how to play Dropfleet video. Okay! Oh, God, jeez, it's coming! It's coming! I agree, as someone new to the game, I enjoy the ones where people talk through their reasoning. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Stray Polygon. The Dice Gods is very much about like helping people learn systems and come on board with it and all the rest of it. So the aim is very much to focus on teaching and helping people connect and learn on board a system effectively. So yeah, that running through bit by bit is important. I believe TT is going. Yes, down there. What's the plan for the broadside guns? Well, first of all, I've got to finish all the camo for this, and then I'm going to take all of this and we're going to put the lovely varnish over the top of it so it's very glossy. I want this to be really, really glossy. And I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep this quite simple, put some blue in there like the originals, I think, some oranges as well. It's mostly, I mostly want the focal point to be on the camo on the body, so maybe I do need to turn that green up. I don't know, it's so difficult. She looks so cute. Yes. Bat reps are so long to it. Yes, they are. The last one that we did, Mrs. Hydra spent 40 hours editing it for me. She was an absolute trooper, and it rocked. I absolutely loved it. But the itch wasn't worth the rub. That was the problem with it. So, yeah. 22 is the sweet spot. What, points? Or I know you're talking about age, but I'm trying to, avoid connotations. It doesn't exist if only we knew someone that could make one. Right, Sheffield? I know. It's ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to head off again. Have a nice stream, everyone. Thanks, Matt. Lovely to have your presence, you little legend. And thank you for hanging out on the Discord. It's always a pleasure to see you there. You have very nuanced and interesting takes. I enjoy your thoughts. So thank you for those. The pandas were very wholesome, yes. I told them I love the simple Mazebreaker battle report vid they just released, and they responded with such excitement. Yeah, Evie, they are so lovely, and they are so happy with what they do, and they do such a cracking job. I had nothing but love and respect for those guys. They are genuine beacons of the community and just how it should be, positive and happy and keen to do the thing and just happy to do the thing. And having to make it like overly complicated or overly egoed or anything like that. They do good work. I saw the other day actually they're inviting people to play them on their channel. Contemplating a trip over, to be honest. Get some mad lads together, put them on the table and do some violence. We shall see what happens. Would you guys, if I go over and do a battle report with Fast Panda, would you guys watch? And how much would you cheer me on? The answer is all the way. And even if I didn't win, would you say that I had one? That's the important. Because if you're going to just constantly be behind me all the way, then I'll do it. Basically, that's what it boils down to. I definitely support the opposing side. I would expect nothing less. I would expect nothing less from you and Cilias. Duh. For sure. Thank you, Stray. Of course. Where do they play? Sheffield direction. I've never seen you play or paint Infinity before, so it surprised me. I'm vaguely offended. Vaguely offended. If you get a game in, that's a victory. Well, absolutely. Well, I've got a game in tomorrow night. Although I'm up against Spectre. Not until you do the how to play vid. Damn it, Mike! They barely know the game, to be honest. Well, Fast Panda. They know the game. They're good. They're just not ultra competitive. I will support you all the way. Thank you, Stray Polygon. I appreciate that. Telling Fast Panda the same thing in their shit. Hold back the heck up. For a moment there, I thought you were nice. Bad reports are always need a section on kitchen appliances. True. You'll set a fireworks when you win. Woohoo! I will require videos. Oh, really? Sheffield is my local. I used to play with some guys here, but I didn't know they were YouTubers. Maybe that happened later. There's a lot of people that play around Sheffield down there. There's a lot of people that play around there. I did not mean Fast Panda. Who barely knows the game? I'm now lost. It's my age. Oof. But yes. Then Evie, we'd do a game at some point anyway. Then you can see me play. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? But you are a newbie, so therefore I would softball you because that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. You can't club newbies. It's not nice. But I don't play TTS, which is the challenge. So I know you're playing a lot of the chapos on there, so which is awesome. I'm really glad that you're getting the games in. I need to sort out a TTS section actually for the channel Discord as well. I think we should try and get people involved there. I think that's a good idea. What do you think, peeps? What do you think of this guy? Is it looking good? I think he's looking all right. Suitably badass. Signed clogs for 40 euros. Oh dear Lord, the world ain't ready. The world is not ready. Come down sometime after break. We did promise we'd have a game at some point. We did indeed. It does look like a threatening suppository. If you ever take up Dropfleet, I will show you exactly how that works as well, Insidious. It's not a problem. In fact, if you just want a demo, I'll show you on general principles. That's fine. In fact, if you don't want a demo, I'll show you on general principles. God, my wet palette is actually drying out. It's just a bit stressful. That's not supposed to happen. Work this grey back a bit more because it's a bit too streaky for my liking. That's a bit better. I think we're going to call it a day at that point. I'm starting to chase it a bit hard. I don't know if you know what I mean. When you're doing like wet blending, you can get to a point where you're just pushing the paint around and shifting where the light bits are and where the darker bits are. But what you're really doing is just moving it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and that's just not good. That is the point where I stop, because it tells me I am done. That'll do for now. It's a big old lump of plastic though. This side's just started. This side's almost done for the prime, the basics, the base colours. I'll pick that back up. I might actually get, with the kids away, I might actually get to do some painting this week. I don't know. I doubt I'll, I might stream it Thursday afternoon actually. I might get some then. We've got 4 videos to do this week, plus a 5th tomorrow for a surprise company, which I'm looking forward to. Very exciting. I was working on the script for that today. That was kind of cool. So, yeah, I've got that coming. But yeah, no, Mike, I hear you on the how to play Dropfleet. It's definitely something that we're going to do. Because it's something that needs to happen. But we also have how to play Drop Zone coming up as well. I don't know which one's going to go first. We shall see. We shall see. I always don't want to see the camo. It looks so nice. Thank you, Multiverse. I think that, yeah. I think this. I'm really quite surprised how this camo's worked. It's something that I had in my head, and it turned out nicer than I anticipated, which is always, it's nice when it's that way rather than the other way. When you're like, this is going to look so nice, and then you do it, and you're like, God, that's ugly. Actually, this looks kind of cute. I'm digging it. I'm happy with how it looks. So, yeah. So many to do. At some point, I'm going to put all of my PHR on a table and take a shot. Just take a picture of it. Because the UCM turned out okay. I did a really quick and dirty job on this. It was really quite a simple scheme in the end. It turned out effective. It looked nice on the tabletop for a demo. You know, they look good. And also the biofighters are turning out all right as well. They're turning out cute. Happy with those as well. But this wet blend on here was, I should have done something simpler for that, but I just wanted it to look really like bang. And it does. But it takes a lot of time, which when you're trying to hammer out a quick force, doesn't really work that way. Right, where are we? Yes, indeed, right. I may give up Infinity, got nobody to play with. You're in the south of England. You are close to where I used to live. There are a number of places. Ping me and I will see whether I can connect you with some people I used to know in that area. I used to know some people around there. I'll see if I can hook you up, Dorina. There used to be a very, very strong community in that part of the world. We tend to do the end of turn interviews. So players give a brief rundown of their decisions, etc. That's another great way of doing it. That is a great way of doing it. So, yeah. The thing is, there's as many ways as there are days in the week, and it depends how much time, energy, focus you want to do, and it depends what your objective is. And where we are so heavily on the learning side of things, or I'm so heavily on the learning side of things on this channel, I want to ensure that the bulk of our battle reports are new player accessible. So if you have not played the system, you can sort of look at that battle report and understand the way the system works. Because I think that's where the onboarding starts. Because let's be honest, you rarely, I mean, some people start with a how to play, but a lot of people start with there's a battle report for a thing. Let's have a look at the thing. And then they pick it up from there. So I want to ensure that we have battle reports that people can watch and go, oh, I gotcha. That's how this works. Right. And kind of grow from there. That's the objective. So a lot more of them are longer for that, but totes worth it. Anyhow, so over the next few days, we have got, what have we got coming out? We've got the August releases for Infinity, August releases for Warcrow, such as they are. Then we have an opinion piece on a certain type of game that's getting released a lot at the moment. And then we have got an opinion piece on starter boxes, and then it'll be the weekend. So that's going to be the week. There's a lot going on this week. And in a couple of weeks' time, then you'll see what I'm recording tomorrow. That's going to be freaking cool. Look forward to that. I'll be sharing that all over the place. And yeah, hang on. That's the thing that a lot of the battle reports I've seen aren't great. Too much lingo and too little and a little too lax on actually being correct on them rules. Absolutely, Rinsalis. And that's the thing. When you watch, there are certain channels that produce battle reports for Infinity, or have in the past produced reports on Infinity, that I think are counterproductive for the system, or other systems as well. I've seen it with other systems too. There was one channel many years ago that was very prolific, but one of the players on it used to cheat, which was not great. And it wasn't a case of, you don't know you're doing it wrong. It was a case of, no, that clearly was, you were clearly cheating. Which was just not a great impression, you know what I mean? It's not a great impression for the system. It's not a great impression for new players. So when we do it, I kind of want to, I want to do it from that way of like, you're just coming in, get hype, but see how the system actually works. This is how it actually plays. And I'm waiting for a nod back, actually. There's a possible route that I'm going to do an introduction for Dropfleet. I'm just waiting for the nod from TT Combat on that one. If that happens, It'd be a very cool way we do that. But we've got the series for Infinity already. The one for Elderfall is already started. Finally got the terrain so I can finish that off. So I just need to paint that. And yeah, I don't think I need to do one for bolt action because there are many out there. Adding to that just doesn't seem to be beneficial from my perspective. It will take a long time, and there are other channels that have done it better, I think. But I don't know. I'm still toying with that. So Drop Zone, Dropfleet, Elderfall Chronicles needs finishing, and then there'll be the other new system that drops in this year. We're gonna do a how to play for that. So yeah, there's a lot of how to plays coming up, and they need battle reports to go with them. So, needless to say, if you aren't already, do please consider supporting the channel, because if you become a member or Patreon, get access to the Discord. You can join and hang out with this bunch of reprobates like the lovely Neil, and Darina's in there too, and Multiverse is in there as well. I think my Uncle Mike should be at the moment. I don't think he is. He's got access. He just hasn't actually joined in there. Dallinair as well, so hangs out. EV2. There's a whole bunch of these wonderful people that are in there. And you support the channel and I can do more. Basically, it's less than a coffee a month, and it helps me immensely. So if you can do it, please do. On YouTube, hit the join button, or go to patreon.com/DiceCourseWG. Join there, or become a member on Twitch is also good. Become a subscriber. That all helps. So enough digital begging. Thank you very much for your time and for hanging out this evening. Greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the week. But for now, I'm going to go off and chill out and then go to bed. So thank you very much. Have an awesome week. And yeah, I'll catch you all soon. Bye.